Thank y'all for joining us today. My name is Jessica Worthington. I'm the director of the Office of Downtown Development, and this is Third Thursday. Team-wise, we have some folks up at DCA headquarters today working on rule zone applications. If you submitted one. But I have Ellen here with me, and I can't see on the full list if Tess is here or not. I know she had something going on this morning, so she might be a little late jumping on with us. But Ellen and I are here to hold down the fort with y'all. So for anybody who's new and hasn't been to a Third Thursday before, this is an opportunity and something we do once a month to engage virtually, so that we don't always have to wait for conferences and in-person training events to be able to interact and share ideas and talk about updates from our office and cool things that are going on around the state. Again, you know, it's an opportunity for dialogue, interaction. I do want to start off with something that, like, an announcement I want to make. So it's something I actually wanted to do last month when we were in person at the conference, but all the kind of people that I needed to recognize and to acknowledge weren't necessarily there. And so I made sure that people are here today, so that way we can kind of take a moment to acknowledge them and celebrate them. So every year, for people who have come in since January, we do something called the Annual Manager's Salary and Program Survey. This is a complement to what we do with our monthly reporting. So monthly reporting is going to be that in the moment kind of deep dive into what's happening in your community during that time frame, right? That 31-day time frame. It's going to be that quick snapshot. And then the survey is something we do at the beginning of the year, so we can get the bigger holistic picture of what's happening, how your program is set up, how things are structured, and honestly too, to be able to garner feedback from you guys to hear about things that are working, things that we can do better, what we can do better, training opportunities that you guys would like to see and have brought to you. And so typically when we do the survey, we always try and incentivize it a little bit. So maybe some years that is, we, pay a little part of your registration fee to the downtown conference. Other years, it's been doing scholarships and stuff like that. Typically the idea is, again, just to incentivize y'all to participate, to get it in early, so we don't have to track anybody down and harass you. But this year I wanted to take a little bit of a different focus and not just obviously encourage y'all to participate, but to encourage thoughtful engagement in that participation, right? So doing the survey is one part of it, but actually hearing from you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the things that we can do to help improve your communities and your lives, that is really like what we're looking for, the meat and potatoes. So one of the things I had said early when we first put the survey stuff out there in the beginning of the year is that at some point we would review and look through, analyze the feedback, look at what people had written, and that we would select some communities who had really been thoughtful about the process, and that we would basically award you something that we've never done before. So the award is working with myself or members of our staff to develop a customized short video for your program, for your community, on whatever topic makes your heart beat. So maybe that would be a video talking about, from our office, talking about congratulations on your designation. This is incredible. Maybe it would be a video recognizing a project you've done and how, transformative that is. Maybe it would be a video that would just be simple and be like, hey, this is Main Street and this is why it's important. But the component is that it would be customized to you. So it would be used as something that for you guys, for a tool that you can structure in any way. You can, use it to advocate for yourself. You can use it to educate the community. You can use it, to get a pat on the back and to help garner more attention and support. So as a team, we had the staff, and we've had staff turnover. So that's kind of why some of this has gotten pushed down, because I wanted each of our staff members to be able to review all this information and kind of give their feedback and thoughts. And so we have selected 5 winners. So we're going to announce those winners. So the communities with the most thoughtful feedback and engagement, whose comments really just blew us away and are going to be the recipients of this, customizable experience with us, will be the city of Toccoa, the city of Warrenton, the city of Albany, the city of Macon, and the city of LaGrange. So just to say it one more time: Toccoa, Warrenton, Albany, Macon, and LaGrange. I want to say, I know that we have Bill on, Christian on, Lucretia on, Jeffrey on. It was Jeffrey's birthday yesterday. Hopefully he had a great birthday. And Emily on from Macon. And I just want to personally say to you guys, thank you so much. Again, truly, y'all's applications really, or not applications, but your survey responses, right? And the time and intentionality that you put into it truly really stood out. And again, it's not always like, hey, you guys are awesome and doing everything wonderful, but it's this combination of this is what you're doing. Maybe you could take this to the next level. Here's some, pain points we see, but also here's some great things that we think could take everything to the next level. And I know how much time goes into that. And I just want you to know that we do appreciate that. And like I said, as new members of our team have come on throughout this year, we have one of the first things we do is direct them to the surveys. And we say, hey, I need you to spend some time going through this, hear about our feedback, see the areas that we need to improve upon. And then let's all talk as a team again to see how we can push some of these initiatives forward. So I truly want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to read and engage with those. And we will be reaching out to you directly to think about what does this video look like for you guys? Until I get to do that with each of you, we'll set up some time to talk and stuff. Start thinking about what is it you need? What could you benefit from? How could this video help serve your program, your community? That sort of thing. But again, congratulations. We appreciate it. And again, I think this was a good, cool, kind of unique approach. And we're going to try this again next year as well. So if you weren't a community that was selected this time around, we do the survey every January, and we ask very similar questions. But again, the thing we need most from you is your feedback and thoughts. So there'll be another chance. We're coming up on 2023. I can't believe it, but there'll be another chance in a few months to do this all over again. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Round of applause. Kudos. So that was, I wanted to kick it off with something good. I was excited about that. And again, I really wanted to make the announcement last month, but I wanted to make sure that all the right people were there. So I appreciate that. couple things right off the bat. We have a training coming up in a couple weeks. It's a grants training. So Ellen, do you want to talk a little bit about who we're bringing in and kind of like what we're doing? I'll watch the waiting room and admit folks coming in.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. So October 4th, mark your calendars. If you could make it, we would love to have you there. We have about 24 already signed up. So thank you for going ahead and getting that done. So we are doing a successful grant writing workshop. It's going to be in Fayetteville at their City Hall facility. And it's a really great spot to have like a meeting, and it's got a really pretty view over their new park area. So we're kind of excited about having something there and supporting Fayetteville. But we are bringing in Kim Gray, who is a professor at Augusta University. And she has a background in community development, but she also literally teaches college level classes on grant writing. So she's got a really great background, and she's taking a semester's worth of educational information and condensing it down for you guys for a one-day workshop. So we're super excited about that, how to do it, where to find things, but not only that, but how to effectively tell your story so that you can win those grants. We didn't want to just do like a basic 101. We wanted to make sure that, it was a now what kind of thing. Now that we are looking for these grants, now what do we do? How do we make ourselves really competitive? So we're going to do that. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have a practitioners panel. And so we've invited some managers to come in that have done some good grant projects to talk about like the grant they have and the project that they worked on. And actually we have Abigail from Noonan and Carly from Milledgeville and Janet from Washington. And so all three of these people have done a really good job with their grant writing, have won projects, and we just want to show you some good examples of what other communities have done too. So it's not just a how to, like, in general, it's this is what this can really look like. So we're super excited. October 4th, I think we're starting at like 9 to about 3:30 that afternoon. If you come in the night before, when you sign up, there is a block rate for a hotel, the Hampton in Fayetteville. And we're going to meet up the night before and go down to Tribute Station, which is their park area, and it has like a brewery, bus barn, kind of a neat little project that they've done in Fayetteville, so you guys can see that and then just hang out and maybe just have a little bit of fun networking time. So we're super excited about it and look forward to seeing everyone there on October 4th.
Yeah. And this is a great example of us getting feedback from you guys and taking that, distilling it, and then in turn developing training. So one of the most comments we got is we need help not just like identifying funding, but like how do we get it, like how do we make ourselves competitive, how do we make sure that we're applying and being recognized in these moments. And I will say as someone who has read applications submitted for whether it's something from Rural Zone to Great American Main Street Awards to applications and for awards for just the general downtown conference and stuff, right? I think there is absolutely a tendency to be hesitant to brag on ourselves, and then also kind of get, we forget our audience sometimes. We just know stuff and it's intrinsic in what we do, and we forget how to sometimes effectively communicate like the evolution of a project, right? Or what's happened in communities. And so that storytelling, right? How do you effectively, communicate who you are, what you're doing, and what you're working on? That really becomes a critical component to success, right? Whether it's garnering elected official support, whether it's actually getting that grant, that award, whether it's, again, just advocating for yourselves. And so it's obviously something we can all do better on. And it kind of naturally goes against the grain of, hey, brag on yourself all the time, to just be out there and just like touting your own successes. And so I think, again, hopefully this will be a great opportunity to kind of push us out of our comfort zones a little bit and help us understand what people are looking for, but also how we can, like Ellen was saying, more effectively tell our story and ask for the things that, we're applying for. So We hope to see y'all there. That will be the last in-person training for this year. So we're working on next year's training calendar. We hope to release that before the end of this year, but that will be the last in-person training we do in 2022. So we'd love to see y'all there. And if you have not been to Fayetteville, it is a beautiful community. The venue we're in is incredible. We actually worked with DCA and we're hosting something there a few weeks ago, and it is just gorgeous. It truly is. I was like, I'm so excited to come back here with all our downtown folks, because while DCA people think it's cool, they're not in our downtown world. So, they're not appreciating it on the same level that we do, where we walk around and get inspiration from every corner. They're just like, oh, this is a cool place to come. So we're excited to be able to share that with y'all. Next, the regional meetups. Jeffrey, do you want to talk about that, or April? I mean, we can talk about it for y'all, but I feel like, this is y'all's wheelhouse. I hate to, steal thunder. Oh, I see April. There we go.
I think Jeffrey is on the call. This is his baby, but we are excited about the meetups. This is a great partnership that the Georgia Downtown Association has with our Georgia Main Street program. It's something that we've heard from so many of our communities that they have found value in. One of the things that we have really focused on this year is that you're not defined to a specific region that you have to attend, and you can attend more than one. So that's really cool about that. And it does just give you an opportunity to network within, other Main Street managers or downtown developers, and to really talk about what you've got going on. It's really helpful that we do this twice a year, because you have an opportunity to hear kind of what's going on with events and planning in spring, and then again in like Q4 for our fall and our winter programs. And we have some really great partnerships too. I'm pulling up the locations now.
And if you, I'm sorry, April, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We have Vidalia, Canton, Moultrie, Hartwell, and LaGrange, and all of these will be held in the month of October. So these are all from 10 to 2, and we do have them listed on the GDA website and on the GDA calendar. And I know that Georgia Main Street's also assisting in promoting those. So please make sure, if you've not attended one this year, or even if you have, these are really great opportunities to hear what's going on through the Georgia Downtown Association and also through Georgia Main Street.
Yeah. And this is going to be different than like a conference, right? So the idea of these meetups is to have a more informal opportunity to get to network and meet other managers, but also sharing ideas, hear about things that are happening. It's not required. You don't have to go, but we know that there's value in getting together, right? And sharing and being able to build relationships, develop those natural mentor-mentee relationships, and also be able to just like get outside of our own world and realize that other people are dealing with a lot of the same things that we are. So it's very easy when we're just in our own communities to feel like you're on an island, right? To feel like you're the only one dealing with some of these challenges. And we're here to tell you that you're not alone. But we always like to say that you get out of the network what you put into it. So this is one of those opportunities that no one's making you do it. No one's requiring you to do it, but there can be a lot of value in choosing to do it. And so I see Ellen has put up a couple things for us in the chat. If you're looking for them, link to the grants workshop is there, as well as a link for the regional meetups. And I know that the link for the regional meetups also went out in this week's newsletter. So if you guys subscribe to our Georgia Main Street newsletter, we were sharing that information this week as well. April, remind me, is there a cost to attend or participate?
There's no cost to attend. We do ask that you RSVP. That will just kind of help us with planning. So if you know you're going to a specific community on one of those days, if you'll just RSVP, and you can do that. There's a link on the Facebook post on it, but also on the website for Georgia Downtown Association.
Awesome. And do we typically meet and eat? Do we eat during this?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I always want to know if there's, I'm like, are we going to go to lunch?
And each one may be different. It may be that community is providing a meal, or it may be that we go to lunch somewhere and it's on your own, but we will have detailed calendars that will go out for each one.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And is there, sorry, I'm asking questions. Are there themes for each of them, or is there just a general theme for all of them?
So this one is specific to our fall. So there will be more of a focus on kind of fourth quarter and the initiatives that are taking place. The way that these will open up is just kind of what's going on with the Georgia Downtown Association and different programs and incentives. Also just getting feedback from managers and what you would like to see. So that's really important, because we do want to make sure it's not just spilling information, but it's gaining feedback as well. Then there'll be an opportunity kind of like this where you're talking and you're hearing what's going on with DCA, but it's in person. And so that's been really helpful. I know we had a lot of feedback from conference that people said, I feel like I know you, but I've never met you like in person. This is an in-person opportunity. So these third Thursdays have really helped for us to put a face with a name, and it's really cool to be able to network and be in person as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'm asking all those questions for the newbies who want to know, but may not be asking them. Want to make sure we just have an opportunity to share that with them. So thank you. Are there any questions for April or our folks about these meetups or any of the trainings we've discussed before we move on topic wise? I just want to give you all the opportunity to ask anything that's on your mind. Yes, Lucretia.
I will not be able to attend the grant training, but I did have a question, and I've heard this from some of the other colleagues too. I know when Ellen introduced the topic, she mentioned that the speaker is coming from Augusta, Georgia. I'm hopeful that one of the outcomes of that training becomes another resource that we can put on the website where there are grant writers. What I've found is that even though we work together quite well as a region, we often compete for the same grant opportunities. And what happens is most of us utilize the regional commission for grant writers. And by the time you get 100 folks asking the same vote, the grant writers are booked. And so sometimes we, especially those smaller rural communities, don't necessarily have the resources to go and actually identify who the grant writer is. So I'm hopeful one of the tools in the toolbox becomes a inventory list that we can go and see who, kind of like we are when we were at the conference, there are lists of vendors who are there that understand the downtown and our mission and vision, that we can actually go and say the regional commission isn't available, but X, Y, and Z is, for us to reach out to.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion, and I'm making a note of it too, Lucretia. So that way, even if it doesn't necessarily come out of that in the formal training, that we can begin conversations to see how we can start kind of compiling some of that information and where we could reach out to or who we could tap into, to kind of build that bench for everybody.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I was
Yes.
also going to add, at conference, we heard a lot about what's going on in different communities. These regional meetups, we try to make sure that each sessions are in different communities. So this gives you an opportunity. If you've wanted to go to Vidalia or Canton or Moultrie, Hartwell, if you want to see what's going on in their community, we are going to take a portion of that agenda and do tours within the community so that you can see projects that are at hand in some of those developments. So it is a great opportunity just to get some visionary ideas of what's going on in other downtowns.
I love that. Absolutely. And I also want to hit on one more thing that going back to like pivoting back to like Lucretia, what she was saying is that she's right. Like the regional commissions do end up getting tapped in for a lot of work. And don't get me wrong, I'm not disparaging the regional commissions in any way. They are an incredible resource. But one of the things to keep in mind is that because of the volume of work that they're doing and the communities they're working with, and I've seen this on, especially like with Rule Zone and other things like that, that they have a hand in. Sometimes you end up getting multiple applications and you can tell where they're from, right? Because you have the same person putting it together for multiple communities within that region. So again, I think this just goes back to like, there can be a bench and there can be great resources, but you also have to be tapped into that, right? So you have to make sure that the people you're working with are not just like checking the boxes, but also making sure they're effectively customizing it and tailoring it to you and your community. And I will tell you, like, just like not every Main Street community is the same, not every regional commission is the same, right? So there's some that have more staff and more support than others. So again, there's no kind of one size fits all here. But again, that's where kind of that collaborative and effort and those relationships come into play and can be so important. Before I open it up, one more thing, another opportunity. If the grant writing workshop is not really your thing, you got stuff, going on there, you're like, this is maybe not the opportunity for me. There is a co-opportunity that I just want to put on your radar. So the Georgia Chamber offers or has offered the past couple of years a very tailored specific event called the Rural Prosperity Summit. And I'm dropping the link into the chat. This event starts the afternoon of October 4th. So it starts the afternoon of the day of our training, and it goes through. So it's Tuesday afternoon, all of Wednesday, and then Thursday morning. But not only is it a great kind of opportunity for rural communities, but Matt Wagner with the National Main Street Center is going to be one of their keynote speakers. So he will be there, he will be on site. And if you have not had the chance to meet him, he's incredible. He's such a great person to be around. I'm trying to figure out how to put it into words, Ellen, but he's just
like the smartest, but nicest, most just easy to get along with person you could meet. Yeah. He's so smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. He's so smart. He's such a wealth of information, but he's just very down to earth too.
Yeah.
And just very approachable, has like all this information, but doesn't get so academic to where you feel like you can't keep up or you can't take this and distill it into like practical application. I've, over the years, I've really enjoyed working with him, and I feel like he's been an incredible asset to National Main Street Center. I know Peggy Hartwell and Carly in Milledgeville and some of our other communities have had the chance to get to know him on a more personal level, doing some work with National. But again, if you're looking for a different opportunity, this is one that we typically don't talk about, but I think is, again, just an incredible alternative option that can be good for networking and kind of getting out of like the normal bubble of trainings that we go to and things that we experience. And Ellen was telling me yesterday, like when the Georgia Chamber does something, like they do it, like they put on a good show, right?
Yeah, they do.
Hey, Jessica.
Yes.
Quick question. The Rural Prosperity Summit, what communities do they consider rural? Do we all fit that category?
I don't know if they have like an official definition for like what rural is. But the conference is being held in Athens. So, but I think one of the nice things I would say, in my perspective, my personal perspective, is that it's probably easier for bigger communities to go to events with a rural focus than it is for rural communities to go to an event where case studies are featured from larger communities, because I think scaling up can be easier sometimes than scaling down. Right. So I think, that a lot of those same principles and applications apply. I think, Bill, you guys, would be, I know you're not like 10,000 or less or 15,000 or less, but I still think that you guys would have good things you could take away from it. And especially like they talk sometimes of, like, I know Matt, one of his expertise kind of areas is like these entrepreneurial ecosystems, right? And again, creating this ecosystem, and that's something that's scalable on no matter, whether you've got, a community of 5,000 or 25,000. So again, a lot of those things can be scaled up or down just depending on capacity. So yeah, I would at least check out the link. I think they've got some great sessions. And I will be there too as well. I want to make sure that, we're there representing Georgia Main Street and tapping into what National's doing. But again, I was looking at it yesterday and I was like, oh, this is some great stuff. Like, awesome. So yeah, I would at least, check it out. I think y'all will enjoy it. All right. I think that like gets me to the end of my list of all the things going on. I'd love to see, so y'all, if you're on your computer, you can go to your bottom of your screen, you can see a little something called reactions. And in there, you can click on that and there's happy faces and hearts and thumbs up and stuff like that. I'd love to see a thumbs up if you went to the downtown conference last month. I'm just curious to see how much participation there was. All kinds of thumbs. Woohoo! Awesome. I love to hear from you guys. Did you have any favorite parts, favorite takeaways? Was there a particular session that just really spoke to you? And the reason I'm saying that is we do have GDA board members right now on the call. And so it's great for them to not just like read reviews, but to hear from y'all any kind of like takeaways that you had or things you would like to see next year. So I'd encourage you, if you don't mind, if you want to share, I'd love to hear. Otherwise, I'll just start calling on people. And poor Abigail's like, Jessica always calls on me first. Belinda, yes, thank you.
I think I was hitting the thumbs up. I didn't mean to do that. One thing that I truly enjoyed, and I think the ones that attended will testify to this, for years, and nothing negative against that, but for years when we would have our conferences, we would be within the hotel and our sessions would be in the rooms of the hotel. And we never really got the opportunity to explore the downtown that we were there to check out. We didn't get to check out the restaurants. We didn't get to check out their sidewalks, their plantings and their flower areas. We didn't get to do that. And so I was really excited when we went to Macon and we were like boots on the street, constantly moving. And so I applaud Emily and her whole crew and the planning. I joined the GDA board in May, so I didn't get to do any planning on that one, but I definitely got to enjoy. But just all the opportunities that we had, all the extra curricular activities that we were able to partake in, it was just nice. And we got to check out all their restaurants and get to see really what makes Macon Macon. And so I appreciate the opportunity for us to get to do that.
I agree. And Valinda, for everybody who doesn't know, where are we going next year for the conference?
I know. Y'all are coming here to see me, so I'm excited. Yeah, planning has already begun, and just on my end, as far as not, I know Sharon and Emily and everybody's going to be coming in, and Renee, but yeah, a lot of little things. So going to definitely roll out the red carpet for y'all. I know a lot of you probably know this, but we all do our first Fridays or second Saturdays or whatever our concert series are, and we never get to enjoy that, truly get to enjoy it. We're always running and making sure the porta potties are okay and the food vendors set up the way they're supposed to and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a terrific Tuesday for y'all. We're going to roll out our stage. We'll have a band, and you'll actually get to enjoy a first Friday with no responsibilities. You can come and just really enjoy yourself. The band I'm working with, I think you'll really enjoy them. And yeah, I'm already working on the karaoke because we know that this group loves some karaoke. So working on that too. And it's just going to be good. We're going to get a lot of learning in, but we're going to get a lot of downtime in where we can enjoy ourselves and network and enjoy each other's company.
I love that. And if y'all have not had the pleasure of working with Felinda and her city manager, Billy Peppers, before, these people, they know how to throw a party. Like, I'm so excited because I'm like, they are like the king and queen of hospitality. Like when Belinda has been in multiple states before and in multiple communities, and she's that person that she remembers like the little things that you love. And like when I show up somewhere, she's got these homemade cinnamon rolls.
I'm gonna
that
have
she
cinnamon
has.
rolls for y'all. I've already figured
See,
it out. I probably won't
like,
work. Yeah, it'll be.
she does this and she'll like, I'll show up to someone. She's like, oh, I knew you're gonna be here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Belinda, I don't want to share these with anybody, but but it's amazing. So yeah, like her and Billy are like the king and queen of hospitality. And so I'm just like, I'm excited because I know they're going to pull out all the stops for us. It's going to be so much fun. And I agree with you. I think it was so incredible to, to do this in Macon, to be able to experience Macon, to not just, the hotel obviously was incredible in the downtown, and to be able to like see that project firsthand and then hear about it and then stay there. I was just like blown away by it. But also to be able to feel like you're out in the community and really experiencing it. I miss that too from like back in the day. So that was a lot of fun. It just brings a different kind of conference experience. Absolutely. Bethany. I know. I love you.
My favorite thing. Well, obviously we talked about this in our roundup that first night or that last morning, about the vacancy rate or the occupancy vacancy tax or whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We've already talked about that, but, and I did introduce it to my board yesterday and they were all for it. But I will tell you that Macon gave me an incredible idea with their karaoke. And for Christmas this year in my little downtown Blackshear, we're going to do Christmas karaoke. And I just really think it's really great. But I have to tell you, my daughter came home last night. This is incredible. If you guys live in Atlanta, my daughter works for the Atlanta Country Club, and they are having Santa come in at the country club on a helicopter, and stilt walkers walk Santa down. I'm like, how do I find that out? Come on now. Yeah, look at your faces. I see it.
I'm like, you're going to need to top this. You're going to need to have Santa rappel in from the helicopter.
Really? Come on, Atlanta. We can't do that in Blackshear. But no, the vacancy thing was a great thing. I loved Cordial getting to hear their presentation on their train, on all their park and stuff like that. And then hearing how Statesboro really revitalized downtown too. I thought that was really cool. So, and I miss Jeffries and I want to go back and watch it. So somewhere else.
Have to.
There you go.
Have to. And yeah, I was going to say, April, that's a good point. Some of these are recorded so we could check them out, right? Am I correct in that?
Yes, all of the presentations that were given and the PowerPoints are all on the Georgia Downtown Association website. So if you go under the actual annual downtown conference, you'll see the links to all the presentations that were given. So this is great if you were only able to come maybe as one or just to share with your council. I shared it with our entire Main Street and marketing teams to make sure if there was any categories that associated with them, that they have that information as well. So it's a great resource.
And that's awesome. Is there a paywall or this is just accessible to everybody?
I think it's accessible to everyone. It's on the website.
I think it is too, but
I've
awesome.
only tried from my angle, but I sent the links to our whole team and they've looked at it. So I think it's accessible to everyone.
Awesome. I'd love to hear from people who, if this is your first time too, or Megan, I saw you unmute yourself. So come on.
I was just saying,
share.
I got on the website and looked at the presentation. So I didn't pull it from like Ondi didn't send me the links or anything. I just got on the website and pulled a presentation.
Awesome.
So it should be accessible to everyone.
Awesome. Which is great. I mean, I think we love everybody to be there in person, but it's not always doable, it's not always budgetable. So this is a great way to still get training hours, guys, and to still be able to share that information, even if you weren't able to attend in person. So thank you, April, for sharing that with us. And I'm going to call on your Brandy, because this is probably her first time, right?
Yeah, let me unmute you. Yes, it was. It was great. I really, I just enjoyed being able to finally meet everyone in person, and also the mobile workshops. I got a lot out of those, just being able to go throughout downtown Macon and see what all they've done.
We can't hear you.
Talking. Sorry. Yeah, I'm muting stuff and muting myself. And I'm like, why is nobody responding to me, guys? Oh, I was saying, Brandy, did you have a session you liked in particular, or a tour you liked in particular?
Yes, I really enjoyed the open container session that Andy presented from Rome. We got a lot from that, and we've brought it back already and trying to make some changes here locally. So I really appreciated that session.
Awesome. Awesome. I think I saw Lily pop up. Lily, were you with us? Did you want to say something?
Yes, I was just going to say it was my first time coming to the conference, and I kind of wanted to second what Belinda said. It was really nice being able to be like boots on the ground, kind of absorbing everything. It was nice. I did the basic training. So that was a really good introduction because I'm still new to all of this. And so having that option made it much less intimidating to be able to come in and kind of learn the basics. But yeah, I would say the mobile workshops were great too. Unfortunately, I got sick, so I had to leave like halfway through. So I didn't get to attend as many things as I wanted. But what I was able to attend, I thoroughly enjoyed, and just getting to meet everybody.
Awesome. And how long have you been in LaGrange, Lily?
Well, I grew up here, but I just started this job halfway through June, and I'm part-time right now. So.
Okay. All right. Yep. Ginger, were you able to make it to the conference? I feel like,
yes.
I was gonna say, I feel like we interacted, but I was like, everybody kind of starts to blend together at some point, and I'm like, I'm calling on people that I think I talked to and interacted with. What do you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was in Macon about 4 years ago, and I saw the transformation. It was just awesome to see how they just revitalized downtown. I mean, you know what I liked about it? Everything was bright and colorful. You know, I like that. Sometimes you go into these downtowns and I told my board how it changed, and it gave me a lot of great ideas. I love the tours. The tours were great. It gave me some insight on what they're doing. It was great. I enjoyed it. I look forward to the next one.
See, I remember we talked, because I remember when you said that you'd been there 4 years prior and the transformation, because I remember us talking about that transformation and being like, yes, it has been incredible to watch and to just see how much has like transpired and evolved, and how it's still evolving, honestly.
You know, I went on a tour with, it was a tour, I can't think of the name, but they gave us a tour of an apartment building with commercial downstairs. That was great. That was a great tour. And then we walked around the neighborhood, and he gave us some information on different properties and how they developed and what they did. It was very informative. I really, truly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jessica, I see you. I know I saw you at the conference. Did you have a good time?
Me, Jessica?
Yes, you,
Okay, I always
Jessica.
get confused because when everyone says Jessica, but that was you talking, so I guess that makes sense. I had a wonderful time. My one of my favorite sessions was Jeffrey's session. I thought he had a lot of great resources within that. So if anyone has time to go back and look at that, I would highly recommend it. And it wasn't my first conference, but we actually brought our new special events coordinator with us. And almost like, I guess, to experience the conference with someone, it was their first time, was very refreshing. She was super excited. Not that I wasn't excited, but when you're new, she was really excited about a lot of things and came back with a lot of ideas, which were awesome. And then I would say my other favorite thing, which is going to sound so minor, but Macon's hype team was awesome. And we kind of took that back. We've been trying to figure out how we can kind of develop our volunteer program more. So while that wasn't necessarily a class, it was an experience that we had, that we really want to take back and kind of create our own, we're not going to call it a hype team, but something like that in Brazelton. So
I agree. And I will say, like, I've been fortunate enough to like hear about their hype team and experience it before, but it was incredible to have them out and to not just hear about something, but like to see how it works, right? To see how it can be implemented and to kind of get a feel for it. I agree. That's awesome. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't call on Miss Amy Johnson, who received Moultrie, received the Downtown Program of the Year. And I will say, hands down, had the most incredible turnout and participation from support from the community and elected officials and everybody. It was awesome. They've been doing some great stuff in Moultrie.
Thanks. Yeah, my city manager wanted everybody that had anything to do with our success downtown to be there. That includes the folks that puts out the pine straw, the guy that blocks off the streets for events, the utility folks, that everybody. So yes, thank you. I thought it was a great conference. I've been to many, so I thought this was very, very good. I enjoyed somebody said they enjoyed the mobile tours. I did too. I enjoyed the hotel tour, and I enjoyed how Macon does a lot of I enjoyed understanding and listening how they fund different projects. So I hope that can be a class next year, because that was very interesting, and how every community is different and how they did things that I wouldn't even thought of. So yes, great job to who all put that conference together.
Yeah, and so much hard work goes on behind the scenes from the GMA staff and the GDA board. I mean, months and months of planning, tons of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. So thank you guys for all your hard work and making that happen. We know it's definitely not easy, but it's absolutely worth it. So I want to just take the last few minutes to recognize any new managers we have. I know we got to hear from Lily, but anybody else who's new, who maybe hasn't joined us before and got to introduce themselves, if you want to say hi, give a shout out, tell us how long you've been there, a little bit about yourself.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Hey, I'm Winnie. I literally have jumped into this like blinded. Our last Main Street manager was Nancy Pesh, and she left in I think March, the end of March, and I was like her assistant and running my own farmers market, and pretty much we had no applicants, and I said I would volunteer for a little bit temporarily, and temporarily led to the new director. But literally I've enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't know if y'all familiar with Dawn Morrison. She was the original Better Hometown and director, and she has come back to kind of train me, assist me, and walk me through the process. She has been a buku of help. But Ellen, talked to her a lot. So I really, really appreciate you guys being so patient with me in this process and learning and training. And they've signed me up for every conference, every training, the grants, wherever we could go, I'm there. There's like, you got a Zoom meeting, get on it. Like, I'm there. So I appreciate y'all. The resources are just, it's so much. The what is it, the manager's handbook, I love that. I love it. But I do want to do, because I'm on the Main Street 101, and I think the handbooks, I use the resources, they could be updated a little bit.
I think, honestly, Winnie, I'm going to slip you like $10 for saying that, because I'm like, that's a nice segue into us. I forgot to say this, but we are actually in the process of updating those. So we know that the manager's handbook needs to be updated, but we are also working on updating our Main Street 101. We hope to have that done and completed before the end of the year. And actually in the next few weeks, I'm hoping to be able to roll out DDA 101 on a new platform. So same valuable content, but just in a new platform that just, I feel like, delivers a little bit better user experience and provides us with a better way of sharing these resources. And again, making sure that we're updating and providing the newest information and stuff like that. So I know Winnie wasn't like trying to segue into that, but I'm happy that I got to kind of like slip that in. So thank you, Winnie. It's great to have you on board. Great to have Dawn back in the mix of things. You could not have a better person on the ground to help you. I mean, that's
amazing. Yeah, I have her running around now. She's trying to catch up and do some stuff, but we're so excited about the different things. I know Nancy started some things, as well as Jill, and I've kind of like taken on, and the town has been so supportive and so receiving of me. So I literally okay, I asked them, what can I do? And they're like, sure, go for it. I'm like, okay, don't tell me that. So, but it's been very exciting. This is just a very, very new kind of journey in my life, but I'm very, very excited about it and look forward to meeting everybody and seeing everybody at the conferences and trying to see what y'all doing in y'all towns. I follow Moultrie a lot in Thomasville. I tell everybody, I said, I kind of cheat on Nashville with Thomasville. So I love Thomasville, what they're doing. But I look at a lot of y'all towns and follow y'all downtown, and all y'all are doing a tremendous job, and I cannot wait to meet you all. So thank y'all all for all y'all help.
Absolutely. Thank you, Winnie. Hey, Karen, I see you got your hand raised.
Yes, so I wanted to ask a question about what the comment you just made about the Main Street 101 materials. I know Jeffrey yesterday mentioned something about a personalized link that he could get for his board members, because I have 2 new DDA members that I'd like to take that, and it is hard to register them when I have to pay for their information. So is that available?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So it's probably not something we talk about a lot, but it is, because we've had so many new people come on, it's a good thing to kind of hit on that. Yes, while there's a paywall for the certification for Main Street 101, if you have multiple people that need to take it, you can actually reach out to our team and we can set you up a customized link that your people can use so that they don't have to pay for it. And we can then invoice you directly for one or multiple. I mean, I kind of like to do it if it's, more than just one person, because it does take a little bit of effort on our end. But yeah, we can, excuse me, guys, we can absolutely do that for you. It's one of those things, like all you have to do is even just shoot us an email and say how many certification tests you need. And we can easily just respond to that, send you the link and send you the invoice. And all you have to do is just email us at our general email address, and we can do that for y'all. So we'll make a note, Karen, to follow up with you on that.
I got it.
Perfect. Roxanne.
Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself to everyone. I'm Roxanne, the new Hinesville Main Street program manager. I've been here a week, so I'm still absorbing everything. So I'm writing everything down, going through the handbooks and the resources. So looking forward to seeing you guys and meeting you in person.
if you've been here a week, you're an expert by now, right? I mean, you can be teaching our
Totally.
classes at this point.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but it's been really fun so far. So
Awesome. Absolutely. Well, we're so excited to have you in Hinesville and excited to have Hinesville fully staffed up again. That's awesome.
yes.
I'm sure y'all are excited about that just as much as we are.
Michelle's been very, very welcoming and very excited that we're finally fully staffed. So I'm glad to be a part of the team.
Absolutely. Welcome. We're coming up, got last couple minutes. Ellen, yes.
So one more training opportunity. DCA regions 8 and 10 are having, it's a very basic, like 101 rural downtown development workshop. But Cherie Bennett is coming down to talk about rural zones and DDRLFs. K1 from Americas will be talking about what they have going on. Monica and Cordelia is going to do her presentation that she did at the conference. So if you didn't get a chance to see it there, she's doing it there if you want to come over. And then I'm going to be talking, so you may not want to come. Just talking about general like Main Street stuff. But it's not just for Main Street communities. It's like how to do downtown development in a rural community. So if anybody wants to come to that, I'm gonna drop the link into the chat now if you're interested. But it's going to be in Americas at South Georgia Technical College. So I'll put that in the link too. It's September 29th, I believe. So it's coming up pretty quick. But I forgot to mention that one when we were talking about other trainings.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Belinda.
Yeah, this is something that I don't know. Am I okay to mention something new? Are we finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I've actually attended before. I think we actually touched on this at the breakfast at the end of the conference. But going on right now in Little Rock is Destination Downtown. And I really wanted to attend, and timing just didn't work out. But if you're not familiar with Destination Downtown, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi Main Streets combine. And once a year, and it's always this time of September, they rotate from state to state, and they hold an amazing conference that you walk away with so much information. Your mind is so tired when you leave. I was able to attend when I was in Alabama because they really, like, I could have gone this time. They invite anyone can go. So I got to thinking, we're a wealth of knowledge. We have so many amazing downtowns just in the state of Georgia. And I would just like to put it on the table because I know there is a lot of work to go to this. But I looked, and like surrounding states with us, South Carolina and Tennessee have amazing downtowns. And I just thought it would be a nice little cooperative to reach out to whoever their director is for the state and just say, hey, is this something that you might be interested in? And I remember the pricing wasn't that much, and it is several days. Like I said, it's so much information. And I just think it would be cool if we looked into something like this and spread our wings and venture out into other states and start learning. So.
I love that you say that, Belinda, because what y'all may not know is that we are very blessed to be surrounded by other coordinating programs in our whole little region. We actually refer to ourselves as the sweet tea region. That sweet tea line. And we have a great relationship with them. And actually, we have been talking about taking Mobilize Main Street interstate, right? So to be able to see another community as well in a different state as part of our Mobilize experience. But yeah, we have a great relationship with our other states. And actually, we've been working on, for people who've heard us talk about this, the switch to 6 with the new standards, having a reporting platform that'll actually be interstate. So multiple states will be participating in that. But yeah, I mean, if that's something that y'all would like us to pursue, we can absolutely do that. I mean, we'd have to obviously have a conversation with GDA, because I feel like the conference is really theirs, and we're there to help, play supporting role. But I think, with thoughtful coordination, we could really, deliver an incredible experience with some of the states around us. And again, can be more accessible sometimes than having to fly across the country to go to a national conference. That may not always be doable for people's budgets or timelines.
Yeah, because I definitely would not want to take away from the GDA conference. This would be in addition to.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
no. Oh, no, this would be.
She's like, we're still coming to Canton.
Oh,
so.
no. We still do our state thing, but I'm just
Okay.
saying we go. And so when we would say, for instance, Tennessee, everyone from Tennessee, South Carolina and Georgia would go to Tennessee to that state, maybe to Franklin or wherever.
Mhm.
And the conference is in Franklin that year. And then the next year it might move to South Carolina. One city owns it then, and then move to Georgia. And then every third year, you hold it in the state of Georgia.
Gotcha.
And then maybe do it at a totally different time frame. Maybe you do it in the spring before you really get kicked off with the markets and the concert series and things like that. But no, I didn't want to take away anything from the other conference. This is just in addition to.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Love it. And I will tell you guys, like, Mobilize Main Street, that came from a manager suggesting that. So I don't know if Kendrick's still on the call, but actually it was, she kind of came up to me during another training and said, Jessica, we need to do this. And I was like, yes, ma'am. And so Mobilize Main Street was born. So we, again, thank you for suggesting that, Belinda, because we do take that feedback very seriously. And I think you're right. We can do more. We've got those resources. So why not, maximize that impact? It is 11:02. I want to be respectful of y'all's time. I will say thank y'all. Ellen and I will stick around in case anybody wants to talk to us one-on-one or share anything else. But other than that, we have this recording. We'll make sure to get it posted and shared. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and hope to see y'all soon, whether it's at a regional meetup or our upcoming training. Sorry, long day already. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.